Hey everybody, it's AndTGro. Today I'm going to be making a guide on how to play Gambit. Alright guys, so Gambit is the brand new strategist to Marvel Rivals Season 5. He's 4 stars, and he's pretty much a hybrid between a duelist and a strategist. A lot of people have been asking me if he's more of a main healer or like a triple support type healer. I really do believe he can be a main healer. He has a really interesting and unique kit where he can kind of have damaging abilities and healing abilities. To start off, here's his primary fire. As you can see, it kind of goes in like a little bit of a fan. Obviously, the further out you aim, it kind of spreads a bit further. This primary fire can do damage. It does not have a crit or a headshot multiplier, and it can also heal allies. So Gambit's first ability is his right click. Basically, it's just a downward slam. The second ability he has is a shift. Basically just a movement. You can combine both of these abilities by using shift first and then immediately clicking right click to get a longer dash that does damage and heals. This heals allies as well as yourself. Next, Gambit has 2 different card abilities. I'm going to call them decks. The first deck is a heart deck that generally has more supportive qualities. The second deck is a spade deck, which generally has more offensive capabilities. You can see right there under the crosshair, you have 4 cards. Basically, every time you open a deck, it takes 1 card, and then every time you use an ability within that deck, it takes 1 card. So before you use any abilities in the deck, they both actually have their own unique quality. If you open the healing deck like this, just by pressing E, you get a healing boost, as well as a self-heal on yourself. Now, while you have this healing boost, you can still damage enemies, but you don't get any type of boost on them. If you open up your spade deck by pressing F, you get a damage boost on enemies. You can still heal your team, but you don't get any type of healing boost from it. So now to look at the actual deck itself, we're going to start with the heart deck. I'm going to open it by pressing E, and you have 2 abilities. The first one is called Flush. If I press E again, it basically is a chain healing effect. You do not need to aim this directly at people, it'll still work. The second ability I can't showcase to you perfectly because I don't have a friend with me in this video. But what this ability does is it can lightly heal, but more importantly, it's a cleanse. It shoots out in an arc, kind of like a fan or a semicircle. You could kind of see the outline of where it actually went. This is the first time Marvel Rivals has introduced an ability like this. It's a very big deal. So basically any type of status effect you could possibly have in this game, like an anti-heal, a damage boost, like maybe from like a cloak E, some type of rooting like Angela ult or Groot ult, even something like Doctor Strange's Agamotto, it'll literally just cancel it instantly. Once again, it doesn't just hit everything in this arc, it does shoot these kind of weird projectiles. That's just something to be aware of. You can see right there, I hit the one on the left, but I did not hit the one on the right. Okay, now with the spade deck, I'm going to open it again by pressing F. He has 2 abilities. The first one is an E, it's called Raise. If I hit that, it's very similar to the cleansing effect from the heart deck, except it does a pushback. It also does pretty decent damage as well. The next ability in the spade deck is an anti-heal. You can shoot it like a projectile. You can either direct impact somebody like this, or you can kind of just aim right in the middle of a few people and it'll hit both of them. So those are all Gambit's basic abilities. I'll kind of get into like combos and things you could do just a little bit later. But for right now, I'm also going to talk about his ultimate. Now, Gambit has an extremely powerful ultimate because it can do a bunch of different things. I'm going to showcase each one individually right now. So number 1, when you start this ult, you don't even need to aim directly at your team. You can also hit them through walls, and it has a pretty huge area of effect. So for reference, I can aim all the way over here. You can still see as long as that person on the far left is on my screen, it's going to hit them. Same thing if I go all the way over here on the left, as long as that person on the right there is on my screen, it'll hit them. Also, you can see right there in the middle, you can see how many people it'll affect. Obviously, if you're in an actual game, you'll see the actual logos, or whether it's Cloak and Dagger, Doctor Strange, whoever, you could see who's going to be taking effect from your ult. Okay, so the first buff that Gambit's ult give you is a movement buff. I also want to show you that the ult will hit your team, but also it'll always hit you. So everybody in that AoE gets it, but you also always get it. So right here, you can see the movement buff. As you can see, I'm moving really quick. I'll show you what his movement looks like after this. As you can see, it's a pretty substantial movement buff. In addition to the movement buff, you get this weird jumping buff. You kind of like float around like you're an astronaut and you can jump significantly higher. The next part of Gambit's buff is a damage buff, so you can kind of see these little mini explosions as you go. This also works for all your teammates and all their shooting. So here's what my damage looks like without it. Here's what my damage looks like with it. I also want to clarify, you could boost this damage by also pressing F like we spoke about earlier to get even more damage. Another thing Gambit's ult does is at the very end, it literally explodes. If you guys played Overwatch, it's kind of like Wuyong. It literally just explodes in an AoE, and it takes a decent chunk of their health. Another thing Gambit's ult can do is healing. As you can see, it does a quick burst heal, and then it heals them quite a bit over time. The last thing that Gambit's ult does is I can't really show you in the video. However, when I target somebody with my ult, everybody that I hit is going to get a pretty substantial boost to their ult charge gain. So all the abilities and shooting and everything that they do, they're going to be getting their ult significantly faster. Gambit's ult also has a cleansing effect. So let's say these people down there were either stunned or had an anti-heal on them, or literally whatever it is, any type of effect, it basically just insta-cancels it. So imagine there was a Groot ult down there or anything like that. Boom, it's gone. It's completely gone. A lot of people during the playtest asked me about Gambit combos. Although I don't really think you should be looking at combos for Gambit because he's a strategist, I guess it is kind of important to know them just in case. So really the only thing I would think about is this. So what you're going to do is you're going to open the spade deck. You can primary fire. You're going to use this, primary fire, and then finish with an F. There's different variations you could do, such as opening the deck, going like this, turning around, Fing, and then that. Either way, I'm sure there's one that's slightly faster, but here's what it looks like.
That's 3. Wow.
As far as anything else you guys need to know for Gambit, the one thing I will tell you is that his cards are extremely valuable, and there's no way to recharge them quicker. So I just want to show you right now, I just use all my cards. This is how slow they take to respawn. So although the abilities you get from them, whether it's just the damage boost or the healing boost or the self-heal or the abilities themselves, you have to use them extremely sparingly. You only have 4 charges and they reload extremely slow. Anyway, guys, I think that's basically all you need to know for Gambit. He's relatively simple. You just kind of have to get down the muscle memory and game sense of when to use certain cards. But once you get all that down, I genuinely believe he's going to be an S-tier hero. I hate to say it, but he's probably going to be a pick or ban. I really want to be playing him in Season 5. I will be playing him, but we'll see how things go. I appreciate you guys watching. Don't forget to subscribe for more videos. Thank you.